Do you believe that writers should stay with one genre?
I'll tell you this. I always tell my writers to pick a lane. And it's not because it's what I believe, but it's because of what Hollywood believes. Hollywood likes to put people in boxes, right? It's the same thing with actors, right? If you get in as a comedian, it's gonna be hard pressed for them to give you a dramatic role. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just that the industry in itself, when it comes to writers, is really divided into separate places. Like there are feature agents and feature execs. There are TV agents and TV execs. There are going to be showrunners who deal with drama, showrunners who deal with comedy. They usually don't reach into each other's lanes. And because of that, when they meet you as a new writer, they need to know what lane you're in so they can know where to send you. That's like one of the just most foundational things. The other thing is, imagine someone coming to your door and trying to sell you a product. And while they're trying to sell you that product, they're also talking about the other products that they have. Now you've got all these choices to make and you're thinking, okay, I'm overwhelmed. This is a lot. Thank you for your time. Whereas if they had just come with their one broom, showed you everything that the broom did, you still might not want it, but at least you understand what the broom is about, right? So it's the same thing when you come in as a writer. If I come in and I say, so I do documentaries, I do features, I do comedy, and sometimes I do drama, and I really like horror, then the people are saying, you don't know what you like, and you're probably not great at any of it. Simply because even if you think about just spreading yourself thin, right? Being good at everything, but a master of nothing. And it's your job to sell that you're a master of this one thing. Also because you're never talking to the person who's giving you the job. They always have to go into another room and sell you and pitch you. They can't do that if they don't know who you are or what you are or what lane you are. If they go into the next room and say, yeah, she's a comedy person, but she does horror, then the person in the next room is gonna go, what am I supposed to do with that? Versus if you come in and you say, I'm the horror person, or I'm the gritty horror person, or because sometimes people do make funny horror things, I'm the quirky horror person, or whatever that thing is, but you're selling that as like, this is what I am, and my writing samples show this is what I am, because sometimes we'll say, this is what I am, and your writing samples show something else, right? So those two things have to match. But if you can come in and say, I'm the horror girl, or I do the quirky horror stuff, then again, going back to being a consistent writer is getting all of those random gigs. Now somebody in the other room says, you know what, I just got this quirky horror script and it just doesn't feel quite right. Maybe I can hire her to come take a look at it. Now you got a job because they were able to sell you as that thing. If you come in and you say you're 5 things, you can end up anywhere. Like for example, you might like to watch drama, but you like to write comedy. But you went into the room and you said, oh, I love drama and I love comedy and I love this and I love that. So now they're pitching you to drama showrunners and they decide, okay, yeah, let's bring this person in. And now you're stuck writing drama for however long when this is not what you wanted to be writing at all. But that's what you went into the room talking about, right? So I say pick a lane simply because you have to be able to sell yourself and people can understand when you have decided I am a master of this particular thing. With that being said, once you've proven that you're a master in that thing, they'll let you do whatever you want. So it doesn't mean you're not allowed to write both. It doesn't mean you can't do both. It just means pick one, master it, get in the door, and then say, hey, I also have this other thing. And then now they're more willing to listen because you've already proven yourself. So if Shonda Rhimes walks in right now and says, I'm gonna make a feature, no one's gonna say no. She's already proven herself that she knows what she's doing, even though she may have never made a feature before. I don't know, maybe she has, but we don't know her as a feature writer, right? But she still may walk in and say, I want to do a feature, and they'll allow that now because she's already proven herself. So the same thing is true for any new writer. Pick a lane so that you can master it, get your foot in the door, prove to them that you know how to show up, you know how to write, you understand structure, you can get the thing done, and then pull out whatever other things you want to pull out of your hat. And 9 times out of 10, because they now trust you and know you, they'll allow you to move wherever it is you want to move.
What if someone says, well, I don't want to label myself?
Then I would say they're in the wrong industry. This is an industry of labels. You have to pick one. And if you don't, they'll pick one for you. That's the thing about it, right? So you can go into a room and say, well, I don't want to label myself. I can write anything. They're still going to put a label on you because they have to sell you. They have to do their part. I mean, and the only way they can do that is by using descriptors and adjectives. So at some point, there's going to be a label put on you. So if you don't choose it for yourself, they will choose it for you. And then you can still end up going down a road that you didn't want to go down because they've decided, well, I don't have any other information, so I'm going to read your specs and read your samples, and then I'm going to assume that this is what you write and this is what you like to do, and now I'm going to send you down that path. And then you're going to be wondering, well, why don't they ever put me up for any comedy things? Because you gave them 3 drama scripts. So they just assumed, and then the labels get even smaller. If you send in 3 drama scripts and each of them have a teenage girl as the protagonist, they will assume you write teenage girl drama scripts. So now they're only going to put you up for stuff for teenage girls in drama, you know, because the point is you're supposed to be mastering a voice. You're supposed to be mastering an experience. You're supposed to be the expert of this experience, right? And so if you don't come in with your own label, they're going to give you one.